Welcome to the Dark Mark Show, better late than never. It's the witching hour. Welcome to the Monday Night Freak Show. It is me, Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Look who's back, Josi Cat.
Woo! Hello, minions.
How have you been, Josi Cat?
Doing well.
Yes,
Thank you.
We missed you. Well, I would say we missed you last week, but Hell's
you
Bell.
had Hell's Bells.
Hell's
and
Bell
she put
filled
on
in-
quite a show.
Did you see that?
I know.
Yes.
On the table.
Yes.
Wow.
A little bit on the table. We're not going to be on the table. We're in the new studio tonight. This table is not going to hold anybody, but we've got quite a show
we can
tonight.
try.
Oh, we're already getting naughty. First off, before I start, we have a sponsor.
We do.
We don't just have a sponsor. We have a great sponsor. My favorite store, Fatal Impact.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, that's so
Yowza,
cool.
You
yeah.
see these
Yowza.
gloves?
Mm-hmm.
Fatal Impact. See this lipstick?
Fatal impact.
Fatal Impact. Fatal Impact. Don't go to these mall stores.
Hell
with the,
no.
With the Twilight crap. Don't go to these stores and in all these places where they're all
Like
snooty. Yeah, they're all snooty. They don't think you're vampiric or goth enough, and they just look down on you. Go to Fatal Impact. Go to Kitty. It's right on Ventura and Van Nuys. They've got everything. They got jewelry. They've got hats. They've got pants. They've got clothes. Actually, they have just a few left. They do have Team Edward shirts.
Oh, no.
Oh, cool.
Not that Team Edward shirts.
Uh-oh.
The Team Edward shirts they have Eddie Munster on it.
Ah,
Now
yes.
that's
Very
a Team
cool.
Edward shirt.
That's.
I got
and
an
if-
amazing Dracula shirt there.
Oh, so you know it's Fatal Impact.
Yeah, very well.
It's at 14524. Excuse me, Fatal Impact. 14524 Ventura Boulevard, Sherman Oaks, California, 91403. Right on the corner, Ventura and Van Nuys. If you go there Thursday through Monday, say you heard it on the Dark Mark Show, mention any one of these crazies here, you
The
get
Josie
Yeah,
Cat
that's-
discount.
Josie Cat. Well, it's a Dark Mark discount, but if they
What's-
mention Josie Cat, Dark Mark, 10% off. 10% off any purchase. And if you don't live in LA, no problem. FatalImpact.com. Go to their eBay store. They got all their stuff.
They are there.
They are there.
See,
Fatal
I think
Impact.
if you went to 1.5 instead of 1.45, went to 1.54, I think isn't that like one of those medical marijuana dispensaries?
I think you might be
Oh.
right.
They
And
might
that-
like
That's
that,
next
too.
week's sponsor.
Which brings us to our guest. This is a man who knows his medical marijuana.
Yeah,
And-
I passed them.
I'm sure. This man, he's got quite a resume. He was just telling people in the other room. He's written on Everybody Loves Raymond. He's done cartoons for National Lampoon. He's worked with Robert Wool. He's worked with number of
Allen.
comics. Tim Allen. I was trying to. Yeah, I'm not a big Tim Allen fan, but he worked with
All
Tim
right,
Allen. That's
let's
very
make some
impressive.
good names. And so.
And just wrote and directed Professor Creepy, one of the best children's shows I've
Scream
seen.
Party.
The Professor Creep. I'm never gonna get that name right. Professor Creepy Scream Party. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Dave Shelton. And
Hey, it's awesome to
Welcome.
be here. Oh my gosh, with some like beautiful women.
I noticed that. Speaking of beautiful women, Josie, when I
Yes?
told you it was going to be on here, and I thought you
I
met
know.
everybody, and you didn't meet these two.
No.
I told you, you can't believe who I saw last night. She ate glass. She was on a bed of nails while somebody was sitting on her face. She
69, I heard.
You know what? I
Yeah.
missed
69ing.
that.
69.
Gorgeous woman.
Yes, that was
Yes.
Black Widow. And she tased herself on stage. This is what she does. My friend, I haven't seen her in like a year and a half. Dani Danger, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody.
How do you describe yourself, Dani? Because
Because we can't.
it's somewhat indescribable.
Like, describe myself or describe my act?
Describe what? Well, both.
Everything.
Either. Describe yourself.
Well, if I had to like pinpoint what my act is, I would definitely say it's a fetish-themed circus sideshow. I do a lot of the traditional sideshow pieces, but I do them with like a BDSM or a fetish flair to them. If you were to ask me to describe myself,
Yes.
I
Just a
honestly,
sweet
I
little
call
girl.
myself normal. You know, I think it's weird that, you know, I moved to LA and all of a sudden people think it's unusual to, you know, taser your nipples and eat glass. I thought
So-
that
so-
everybody did weird shit out here.
In LA, they're saying that. Oh, come
Well,
on.
you're from Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I moved here from Phoenix, and like, yeah, I was an oddball out there, but I guess when I moved here, I expected to have sort of like a Fight Club syndrome, like the you are not a beautiful and unique snowflake. I figured everybody would be just like me, and I get down here, and sure as shit, people are surprised surprised when I, taser my labia on stage. I don't know what the deal is.
When I taser my labia on stage, people ignore me. But when you do it, it's a big hit.
Well, there's a lot of things we can say.
Basically, Dave,
that.
yesterday was Mother's Day, and
Yes.
I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. So I have 2 women on here that if I brought them home to Mom, she'd be very nice to you, cook you a nice dinner. Then as soon as you left,
Would there be
Ma-
What's wrong with that?
can't you meet a normal girl, Mark? Actually, my mom, when I was home at Christmas, I have a lot of pictures of me and Josi Cat out in the clubs. It's like, Mark, there's a lot of pictures with you with half-naked girls. Like, yeah, show me one. And a lot of pictures of Josi Cat.
Like, would you rather it be me in pictures of half-naked men? Like, what?
You know what? With my mom, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
How about half-naked women that look like men? I
Ooh,
think
I'd
we'd
be
like
okay
that
with
better.
that.
There's a few of those on there. I take
Yeah.
pictures of some very interesting people. Josi, this is the part of the show, because we actually have a little bit of structure now that we have a sponsor.
That's cool.
We have a beginning.
Well, I have to say that because you were saying about your mom and happy Mother's Day to my stepmom the day after, but you were saying like if I brought you guys home to my stepmother, she's got dementia, so she would forget about it after an hour and then just go, "Oh my gosh, you're dating someone new?"
You're dating another new freak.
After an hour.
Yes.
So, yes.
Dave, you seem to be dating a lot of girls with crosses in their chest. It's very strange.
Well, I just wanted to show you how Christian I was, and
Exactly. So this is the part of the show. This is the part of the show that Josi tells us about her crazy Hollywood week.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about that.
Okay, so Danny, what's it's been a couple weeks now. Tell us about the Rainbow. You went to the Rainbow 40th anniversary.
The 40th anniversary was
Couple weeks ago.
awesome. It was a lot of rockers in spandex.
A lot of rockers in
Bleach-
spandex that
Cool.
should not be in spandex.
Exactly. No, it was pretty cool.
Like
it was
like
fun.
Winger was there and Great White and like all those guys.
Pretty close.
yeah.
Faster Pussycat played, and
Oh, okay. Well,
oh,
I'm glad
Neil
they got
Turbin played. He kicks ass. We should have him come on the show.
I don't know him, but who's Neil Turbin?
Anthrax. He sang
Oh,
for
that Neil
Anthrax.
Turbin. Okay,
Yeah,
it's been a while since I.
Yeah. That was fun.
Okay.
So, got some cool stuff coming up. I'm hosting an event at Skinny's here in North Hollywood.
Oh, another Skinnies?
No.
You're doing another Skinnies thing?
Yeah.
All right.
With Carrera. It's
thanks for the
Scum
invitation.
Love. Yeah.
She didn't
could
never
go
Well,
invite
I'm
me to
supposed to
dinner.
rush home and do the invitation, but
Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait. But
When are you doing your thing at Skinny's?
that's gonna be next Wednesday on my birthday.
Yes. Oh, you're having a lot of birthday
birthday.
things.
Yeah, I'm having 2 birthday parties.
Well, actually 3 because we're going to have
birthday.
the Josi birthday show here. Then there's going to be the Kitty Kitty Bang Bang is going to have a Josi party,
Yes, that's
of which
one
I'm
foot into the
supposedly
grave.
performing. I'm not sure.
You
if that's-
are. You are.
One foot in the grave. It changes from day to day. And then Wednesday you're having the Skinnies party.
Yes.
So, and I don't know who's performing there. Oh, it's Scum Love and
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
going to be a
You're gonna
bunch
sing?
of. Yeah, I'll be singing.
you'll be singing
She'll be
too.
singing
little
to
both.
a-
Sitting.
Freudian
I'll be,
slip,
I'll be sitting
Josie.
by the end of the night on the
I would
on
love
the
to see
floor in the
that
gutter.
combination.
And I'm sure
There'll
your
be lots of
fiance would
naked
love that
chicks
too.
Yeah, she
dancing.
would.
Yes.
No, she's kind of kinky.
I'll bet you.
Who
You know
is?
what? I
My
met your fiance.
fiance.
She seemed very nice. And
Oh,
she's
yeah?
She
very
is,
Like
pretty.
but
how?
she's a nurse, so
Oh, she's a kinky nurse.
yeah. But she's like
Gloves?
studying psychiatry
So
as a
she's-
nurse practitioner. So you know how weird that gets.
So yeah, so she'll check your prostate and fuck your mind.
And-
She
basically.
did.
Analyze
She did
it
both.
at the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
Well, not in the same time.
Yes. Lay on the couch face
I would need
down.
your help.
I
I would
understand.
need your guys' help with that.
Well, I obviously Dani Danger knows all about the anatomy of a person.
Well, I probably should. I definitely do weird things to my body. So
Yes. Let's get into that because we were comparing. Well, you guys were comparing tattoos earlier, and Dave and our testicles were basically shrinking into our abdomen because we're not as tough as you girls with
Oh,
your
speak
tattoos.
for yourself.
How many tattoos do you have, Dave?
Well, none, but I'm not shrinking because I'm looking at theirs.
you know what?
Well, actually,
the number of tattoos that somebody has or the amount that they're tattooed doesn't equate to how tough they are. Because I will be the first to
Definitely
say
not.
that I am.
Right.
I'm a pussy little girl. I am. It may seem like I like pain, but I really don't.
And a
You
lot
don't
of,
like pain
and,
at all?
and a
Like
lot of
pain.
You like pain,
dumb
Josie?
chicks are getting tattoos on their chest right off the bat. You know?
Right? Yeah. It's like we're not looking at your chest enough. Let's put a tattoo there. But you guys have good tattoos.
Most of mine
I
are
didn't
good.
before.
Yeah. You didn't before?
No.
No, you
I
made some bad
didn't.
decisions?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find a woman without tattoos these days. It's really hard.
Yeah, well, even Tammy has tattoos, or little ones. But she does. My fiance, she has.
How little are the
Oh,
little
when
ones?
you said little ones, I thought you meant the kids.
Yeah.
No, she has a
I'm tattooing my
29-year-old
toddler.
daughter.
It's
but
cool.
Right. And of course, when people see you, obviously they gravitate to your beautiful chest, and right on your cleavage, there's a cross that's just embedded in your chest.
I saw that.
That is correct. It is a second-generation silicone subdermal implant.
Is the camera catching that? You want to go back a little bit? Maybe it could catch that a little bit.
And you said you,
I don't
you
mean to-
worked
I don't
for
mean to,
a
sorry.
body modification.
Yeah, I worked for a body modification artist for several years back in my early 20s. I traveled with a lot of the body art expos, and I traveled with a lot of tattoo conventions and
Danny,
things
could
like
you
that as a performer.
turn that way so everybody can get a? Oh,
I have my tongue done too.
my testicles have
See-
just retracted back,
And you can't see because she
normally
has
that would
headphones.
freak me
Her
out.
ears are also
things are expanding at a rapid
modified.
rate.
Yeah, I've had 3 different procedures on my ears.
Can you take
They're-
off your
yeah.
earphones for a minute?
They're vulcanized. I've had the tops of my ears pointed. I've also had my earlobes removed entirely and the back fat from the back of my ear brought forward and reattached to my face because I wanted full Vulcan ears.
See, normally
I think I
She
love
is a
you.
Trekkie.
I'm a huge Trekkie.
She's a
Huge
Trekkie.
Trekkie.
I think I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my Star Trek tattoos as well. I have Brent Spiner's signature tattooed on me.
Is that what
I
that
have-
was?
Yeah,
I thought
I
that-
have. These are transdermals. There's a titanium plate in my forehead on each side, and these little sockets right here, I can screw and unscrew different pieces, and I got them because I wanted Andorian antenna.
What do they think when you
And
go
she
through
actually
the
puts
airport?
antennas in
Really?
for the conventions.
Yeah,
Right?
I screw them and I wear them around.
And how do people react to that?
At conventions, people. I was just
They must
talking-
go crazy.
Well, I was just telling you guys earlier. At conventions, people automatically think that it's cosplay. Like people ask me, "Oh, what website did you get your ears from? They
Right.
look so good." I'm like,
Right.
"Well, they're mine."
Wow. So what was the first body modification that you did?
Modification or tattoo?
Either.
Well, let's go.
Modification.
Let's
Let's start
So
with
tattoo was
modification.
first, and then modification. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got my first tattoo was when I was 17. It's a little one on my ankle. It's a little square root symbol because I'm radical. And when you're 17 and like a super nerd and into math, it sounds like the greatest idea in the world. So that was
That
my
is so
first.
cool
isn't
you're into math.
That is hot.
Yeah, I know. I love math. I love science. I guess I'm way into sci-fi.
I love nerd girls. That's just, I love it.
I'm dyslexic.
Yes.
Sid
so all of
Lexic.
us.
Sid Lexic.
ADHD. You know,
And you were
that's the
talking to
new
me about how
normal.
nerdy you were a couple weeks ago. This takes the cake.
She's super nerd.
Yeah, because you were like, you were like, you're like, oh, I sort of know Star Wars. I'm kind of nerdy. This is not. This is
No,
nerdy.
that's
This is like hot nerdy
Oh
though.
my god! I based several like portions of my life around Star Trek, and like a lot of my role models growing up were like TNG and like DS9 characters, and
That's the
like
Next
people that are-
Generation and Deep Space Nine.
Right. You know what's nice? You're not mentioning Battlestar. Or are you a big Battlestar
you know,
fan?
I may my throat may get slit for this. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I never really
That's
got
the next
into it.
Me
modification.
neither,
That's the next
yeah.
modification. Getting the throat slit. But
Sorry, Richard Hatch. You know,
Right.
you were great in Lifetime movies, but in Battlestar, it was.
I don't know how did this turn into the Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know what's going on. But you describe yourself. You're an actress. On your website, you're an actress.
Actress, modeled, performer, like a lot of the
Superhero?
Acting. Yeah, I'm Dani Danger. I'm a fucking superhero, man. I can fly. When I hang from hooks, I fly from the ceiling.
So you do hang from hooks.
Oh yeah,
I've
no,
seen a couple pictures of that.
I've been a suspension performance artist for 12 years now. I've gone up easily over 200 times. I have scars all over my body to prove it.
How do you
I
prepare?
glanced at one of those pictures for about 45 minutes today doing research. Yes, Josi, you were saying?
Did the research involve Kleenex?
No comment. Josi, go right ahead.
We will not
So,
go
Danny, when you prepare yourself, how do you prepare? Tell me how you prepare yourself for suspension
Physically or mentally?
mentally.
Mental preparation for me really, I put more into the performance aspect of it because I don't do suspensions for private parties anymore. It's always for public events. I mean, if it was for
I thought you were going to do it for the Dark Mark show.
I mean, if it was for
Where?
like yeah, right, where are you gonna hang you from? I focus on the performance aspect. I make sure that my costume is in order. I make sure that my music is in order. I make sure that all of the odds and ends for the actual performance piece are taken care of, and that sort of sets my mind at ease. And when I do it for performance, I don't do it for myself. I do it for my audience. So my mental preparation is more or less me making sure that the audience is enjoying themselves and the audience is having a good time. Now, I get all sorts of looks on people's faces when they see me do suspension performances, and some of them have just like a look of awe. Some of them are completely disgusted.
Right.
You get a range of emotions, but what's really important to me is the fact that I can draw an emotion out of somebody regardless of what the emotion is. Look, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
I know, because that's weird, because I know as a comic, and that's part of the reason that I do comedy.
Exactly.
I know that when it's successful, there's laughs, but I'm assuming when you're suspended, people are not really talking.
Sometimes there's cheering, sometimes there's booing. I've gotten all sorts of reactions, but
Booing?
you're right. Oh yeah, booing people.
Rude.
Some are hiding their
You're
eyes.
not hanging low enough.
From my
I mean,
flash, and you're booing at me.
Well, but you know what though? If somebody's taking the time to, boo at the stage, that means that I've at least engaged them, and
True.
I feel like I said, regardless of what the emotion is that I pull out of somebody, I'm still making an impact in their life somehow.
Well, it's like any performer. When they tell you, like when we do stand-up or we're just doing theater or anything, it's like these people did come to see you.
Yep.
Right? It's not like
Well,
these people just
I always
wandered in
said that.
thinking
You're the idiot that paid to get in.
to quote
and see me
Wildman
sing.
This isn't
Steve.
Hansel and Gretel.
To quote Wildman Steve, the old comic, you paid to see me. I did not pay to see you.
Exactly.
So I mean, do you get heckled like when you're hanging?
I don't usually get heckled when I'm hanging. I get heckled a lot when I do Sideshow, but I mean that
Right.
just sort of goes hand in hand with doing Sideshow.
But then you got a taser, so that's the ultimate heckler.
Well, okay, now
Do you pass out when you do your
Heckle
taser?
no, not at all. My
No,
biggest
she's
pet,
got it here. No, wait, just wait.
my biggest pet peeve about the people that heckle me when I do Sideshow is, and this is something that I brought up on stage at the show that you saw me at last night, is people are so used to these TV magicians or these illusionists, and I
Right.
call them the Chris Angel abracadouches.
Abracadabra.
And they are. They're abracadouches, and people are
Penn and
so
Teller.
people
Penn and
get
Teller.
so accustomed to seeing these things that are smoke and mirrors and fake and not real,
Right.
that when they see my act, they're like, well, that's not really electricity. That's not really a taser. She's
Right.
not really eating glass. There's got to be a trick to it. There's no fucking trick to anything that I do. Everything that I do is
Right.
real. So when I have somebody standing, they're not even standing in the front. They're standing in the back, and they're yelling, she's not eating glass, or she's not really doing that. I'll call
Go
them
cut
out.
'em.
I'll call them
Go
out.
cut their ass.
Come up here. Do you want me to hit you with this?
Right.
Like, it's real, So, I get hecklers, but usually for Sideshow,
Right.
not necessarily for suspension.
Right.
You know what you need to do is put one of those little mini cameras in your mouth and flash it on the screen. Then people will get the idea. I think that would be such
Well,
a
I got
cool-
Or on the
I
labia.
got the idea last night. Because I hadn't seen you. I met you like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you moved to L.A. I was there. I was at the club last night, and I'm so. I can't believe I ran into you because you are the
I was
the
very
ultimate
excited
guest.
to see you again.
I was excited to see you too. And then I was like, I've got a show. I want you on the show, and you're like, I want to talk to you, but I have glass in my mouth. Can I wash it out? That's what happened last night. And so I obviously I kept talking about the show, but but I let you go, and you washed it out with vodka.
Yeah, I had to go get a cocktail. I mean, I had to disinfect the wound, right?
Yeah,
Or maybe I just wanted a drink. I don't know.
But I saw her
believe that.
visibly eat glass last night.
believe that.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen you eat glass, but that
and
was
my
you were really
question
drunk.
is,
though,
what
right?
happens when
What?
when it's time to release the glass?
I get that question a lot, and I make fun of it on stage, and the line that I use is, if you think this is the show, the real show is in the bathroom tomorrow morning. Ha, ha, ha. Everybody gets a good laugh out of it. To be honest with you, I've been doing this for so long that it really doesn't impact my digestive system at all. And the same thing goes, I didn't pull fire into my show last night because they only gave me 2 really short sets, but
Right.
when I do fire, I don't do a lot of fire breathing. I do a lot of what I call fire torture work or fire training work, where I actually light my skin on fire, and my skin will hold the flame for several seconds without actually burning. It's because I've trained my body to do. I've been doing this for 12 years. I've trained my body to just sort of accept this. And I don't get hurt. And I am, like I said, I'm a fucking superhero, man.
Yeah, this is how you become a superhero.
That's amazing. I can't
Don't
even
do this
handle
at home.
oatmeal. And you're doing like all that.
Now, Danny, if you'll forgive me, I've been looking at your breast the whole time, and it's
Wait,
very,
hold on.
Yes, you have.
which is very impressive because you're sitting next to Josi Cat.
I
Normally, holy.
I can't
Wait a
even hold
second.
a candle to this. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, you can't. But you have
A small candle.
Is
Little.
the-
Can you do that? Do you have man boobs? You can do that with.
Can
no,
you? They're pecs.
No, these are pecs,
Man
Dave.
pecs.
Pectoral.
Okay.
These are pecs, Dave. So no, but you do have a scar on your left breast. Is that?
Yes, this is a branding. It was done
It's a
with a cautery
dragon.
laser pen. No, it's actually it's a trilobite. It's a family thing. Somebody who was very, very close to me who passed away when he was 19 years old. It's a very
sorry.
unfortunate accident. This was the last piece of body modification that he got on him before he passed away. So I decided to get it over my heart.
As a tribute.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
I have a large scarification on my stomach too. If you guys want to.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
in
yeah.
your cleavage also.
If we can, yeah. I
Hey,
don't know.
it's late night. You can do anything.
How is the camera pick? Oh, that's great.
This
Is the
is
camera picking that
awesome.
up?
Anchor.
Oh my
Anchor's
goodness.
away.
Have you ever thought
yes.
about getting "Help Me" written across
Wow.
there too?
Let me out.
My
The-
dad's
the-
got an anchor on his arm. It doesn't compare to that.
Well, and that's a cutting too. That's a tissue removal. Have you
Right.
guys ever filleted a fish? Because that's what they did to my stomach. Like that's why it's raised. Like the tissue was actually filleted and removed from my body.
I've had
You know,
liposuction.
normally this
I will
would
never
freak
have
me
fish
out.
again.
Tonight, this is not freaking me out. That is like
Right.
so cool.
Well,
and
this
weird
would
at the
freak
same
you out.
time.
I don't know if you, Dave Shelton. We should talk to you because you have quite a career. You have a storied career. You,
Oh, I'm fascinated by this, and it doesn't. As I said, it doesn't freak me
I
out.
mean,
But go ahead.
but I mean, you. Now, I'm not sure exactly how you started, but I know that you are an award-winning cartoonist. You did cartoons for National Lampoon. I love National
Yeah,
Lampoon.
for 6 years. I have a new book out with a collection of my cartoons and writings from those days.
Do
Okay.
they
Is
own
that
it? Or,
this right
Brain
Is
here?
this Brain
Explosion.
or do you
Explosion?
own the work that was in National Lampoon?
Yeah, it's actually a collection of some of the cartoons that were used back then and some of my writing, as well as stuff that was never published
Well-
and never used, but I had in my collection. I've been gathering thoughts and ideas for over 15 years, and it just sort of came out.
And what is the
I
most
had
famous cartoon?
constipation.
What's the most famous cartoon that was in National Lampoon?
For me? Or
that,
just
that
for
you did? That you
anything?
did? No.
There was one that got reprinted and a lot of licensing. It was this woman standing over a talking scale, like weight scale. But she's not far enough. It's digital, and the little guy's face is up there at the edge. And he's going, come on, you're not up far enough.
Oh, okay.
And that did really well.
And you have Eye Crusties that you're selling?
Yes. Well, this is interesting story. I was working on another kid show. And
It better be calling that.
You know what? I am so reaching right now because that was so cool. No, I come up with very bizarre things, but I couldn't come up with you. If I had thought of you.
That has got to be the biggest compliment.
Oh, that
I
is
have
such a
ever-
compliment.
No, thank you. It's appreciated.
So I wanted to be like an anti-Willy Wonka. And come up with more bizarre things in his like little characters for his candies. So I created these things called Eye Crusties because I love gross things. And I drew.
We
this
all know what Eye
character-
Crusties are.
So I thought, what a great idea for
How
kids.
about Booger Boy?
Well, it's funny you say that. I have something. I have another thing called snot logs, which are gummies in the shape of little snot logs and stuff.
Great
And-
minds think alike.
But
Wait, gummies like gummy bears?
Yeah,
they're like gummies, but in the shape
snot
of little
logs.
snot logs. They're gross green, and we
Yummy.
already shot the commercial for that, and we had the commercial for Eye Crusties.
Wait, what
but,
does the commercial for snot logs look like?
It's on YouTube, so go check it out.
I will.
YouTube snot logs and Eye
And Eye
Crusties.
Crusties. Eye Crusties is a kid's granola, and
I saw this commercial. It's great.
That's awesome.
and snot logs is. It basically in the commercial we have these girls who are skipping rope in the park and everything, and this kid comes up with a box of tissues because one of the girls has allergies, and she reaches in and she pulls out a snot log, and she goes ew, and it's like really gross, and we do it as a silent movie with nothing but like
Of course.
That
music
beats
in
the hell of the
background.
artist, I'll tell you that.
And so the girl gets grossed out. She throws it, and it lands in this old woman who's sitting in the park in her lap. And she looks at it, and she smells it, and then she eats it.
So dingleberries are next, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For
Well,
Christmas.
we're working on.
I'm
other
sure you're working
things.
on all sorts of
Yeah.
earwax.
I'm terrified to put the words snot log into my Google. Like, I'm terrified of what's going to come up.
You know what?
You're terrified that's going to come up.
Try it.
Okay.
I don't think it would scare you at all.
I mean, when you put Dani Danger in Google, interesting things happen. But and you also worked on Everybody Loves Raymond. You were right
I
on
wrote for that show, and coincidentally enough, because I was also a cartoonist, they found out that they also used me as a cartoonist on the show besides writing.
See, that's what I read. I read that you did cartoons for. I gotta be honest with you. I saw Everybody Loves Raymond once. I was over at my grandmother's house. She's like,
of course,
she's like,
did.
yeah. Seriously, no. I was over at my grandmother's house, and she's like, "You love Raymond, don't you?" I'm like, "Doesn't everybody?" So, but seriously, she's like, "We're gonna watch Raymond." I'm like, "Okay," and it was all right, but I don't remember a cartoon on there.
Well, because you didn't see my episodes.
What was your
One
episode?
of them was called Hacky Doo. And the coolest thing was I got to work with Pee Wee Herman, with Paul Rubens.
Oh.
And that was the coolest thing. It was an episode where the kids are doing trading cards, and Ray gets screwed out of trading cards thinking that one isn't worth as much as a batch because he's so clueless about it. So when he finds out he got screwed, that this one valuable card was worth more than a whole stack, that he said, okay, for his daughter, he was going to go all the way out of a rainstorm into New Jersey from Long Island and find the card because it's the only place he could find it. And it winds up that Paul Rubens owns the comic book store where he went.
What was he like to work with?
He's so interesting. You thought I was going to say he's so cool and nice. He is. He's very cool and nice.
How about the two of you got together, got along real quick?
Yes, we got along very well.
Dave's slightly eccentric. I'm not sure if you're. Everybody
I'm
at this
being
table
really
slightly
mellow
eccentric
tonight. And so
yes.
Because I played in
it's
a
like the
golf tournament
four
today.
degrees of eccentricity right here at this table.
But no, he was just so cool. I mean, I'm working with Pee Wee. You know, I don't care what he did in Florida. It's Florida. I went to the University of Florida.
I went to Dani Danger's website last night. I did the same thing. Don't worry about it.
I went bowling with Danny Bonaducci, so anything Pee Wee did was nothing.
You got to tell us about that. How was bowling with Danny Bonaducci? How did that come about?
It was at a charity event, and they put us in the same lane. And now I moved to Sherman Oaks, and I live in the same building as his mom.
Oh, wow.
But there's also a little person, and I love little people.
Little people rule.
Like children or midgets? Or okay,
midget.
all right.
But we're not allowed to say that anymore.
Right.
But all right, dwarves and
fidgets and
things like that. But
little people. I'm a bitty ass.
Speaking of which, I didn't even talk about the. Sorry to interrupt
we'll
you.
come
The
back.
fashion show. We'll have to talk about that. The FX fashion show.
Are there little people at the fashion show?
Yes, my friend
please,
Ben
please.
Wolf.
Please, Josi,
he was
go
on
right
American
ahead.
Horror Story.
Because I joined the Little People of America.
You did? You could do that.
You're an
as a
honorary
little
little person?
Yeah.
Wait, don't you have to get your shins removed for that or something? You have to be under
Well,
five
like-
star.
you
You have
mean
to be
like-
under
That's your next
410.
modification, I'm sure.
Yeah, like the dad in King of the Hill. He had his shins blown off.
Lost my shins in Nam.
And by the way,
I love King of the
Josi,
Hill.
Dave.
No, in Japan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you noticed the new bling that Danny's got.
That's new bling.
I've had it for a couple months now.
You didn't have it a little year and a half when I saw it,
Oh, that's cool.
but you
Thank
did.
you.
You did
It's
have
very
the. You
blingy.
did have the tongue, which I'm sure.
You
It's a big
that
crowd
is
pleaser.
cool. The lizard tongue just
The lizard
does it
tongue
for
is-
me
oh.
and stuff.
And look at the control.
Well, the human tongue is actually two independent muscles. All I did was separate the connecting tissue. Evolutionarily, is that even a word? Am I
Sure.
Englishing properly? There is no evolutionary reason why the human being should have one tongue. None whatsoever, because it's two muscles.
Well, Danny, I think we can all agree that you're one step above the evolutionary ladder.
Yeah.
but all this, but
I also
who
don't
does-
believe that I'm human.
How do you
so-
think Gene Simmons would do if they did that to his tongue?
Do you think he would he could probably roll his tongue backwards and grab his own uvula with it?
Yeah. Yeah, like in any Burton movie. I
And,
think
and,
that
and,
would work.
but he would still sound the same. It's still lick it up.
Your tongue fuses back together pretty quickly. How do you
I
keep
had
Does
it
it?
to,
separate?
I had to keep your tongue and your eyes are the two fastest healing parts in your body.
Right.
And so your tongue does try to heal back together. There's several different ways that you can go about splitting your tongue. Some people have it cauterized, where it just you burn the insides to keep it from healing together. Some people have it sutured, where you sew it apart. I didn't have anything. I just had it split, and then it bled out, and I kept gauze in between it.
And who split it?
Steve Hayworth back in Phoenix.
Do you know him?
Oh yeah. Oh, Steve. Yeah, of course. Is Steve a doctor? Is he a tattoo artist? Is
He is a body modification artist with a medical background. He does
Okay.
not have an MD. You cannot go to a medical doctor for a lot of these procedures. And now here's the catch for this. When you go to body modification artists, you have to have that MD to be able to administer any sort of anesthetic. So all of the work that I've had done has been completely raw. I do not get anesthetic for my work.
Wow. You know about the eyes, if only Peter Falk and Sammy Davis Jr. knew about that.
Right.
Then
Is that right?
they
It
wouldn't
took
have
a while to
glass
feel,
eyes
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. Well, they both have glass eyes.
Right. Well, not anymore, but they did.
They did.
They did. Well, Josie, you were talking about, what were you talking about?
I already said it.
Okay, because it's like,
That
back
she
to the
did
time.
about that stuff
But
that she
you-
was
so-
I
doing.
blurted it out.
So, but you brought some of the things that you perform with tonight.
Yeah, I brought a few of the props.
Yeah.
Do you-
Let's see
dig
'em.
them out.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
them.
I think this
While
would be
she's digging them out, then we can, finish up on
brain
yeah.
explosion.
It's okay. It's a selfless promotion. It's with Bear Manor Press.
Okay.
And it is out. It'll be out on Amazon probably next week or two. And
A
and then
collection of
Profe-
thoughts, verbiage, assorted quotables, and
Yeah,
profundities.
I'm really happy the way it turned out, and it's a 15-year in the making book. I'm really happy with it.
Now, is
And I
this-
think there's going to be something for everybody in it. It has
Well,
quotes
we're
and
getting
things.
something for everybody right here on the table.
Yeah,
Now,
you know what? I
this
didn't
is-
include that in the book.
Is this cartoons? Is this or is
It's
this all
cartoons.
Okay.
And it's like 90% cartoons. There's a lot of writing. There's quotables. There's just things that people, if they want to coin a phrase based on something in there, they're welcome to do that. They
Do you
could
want me
sit
to
in the
read-
bathroom and do stuff?
Do you want me to read the blurb, or do you want to read the blurb?
No, you read it.
Well, this is Brain Explosion by Dave Shelton. This is Dave Shelton's words. My brain never seems to turn off. No shit. It is in constant creative mode. Story, script ideas, cartoons, thoughts, anecdotes, lyrics, melodies. We'll get to that too. It's a never-ending brain explosion. And I have to have some kind of noise stimulus around me just to try to distract me, because if I try to quiet it, the silence is deafening. I can relate to that. This is why I decided to put together this book as a cathartic release. Spring cleaning, so to speak, of your brain, just to make room for the next explosion. Enjoy the garage sale that is Dave Shelton's mind,
It's
And-
cheap. It's all on sale.
and I hope you find something that you can fill your head with. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get this. I'm gonna get this. I was
Yeah,
hoping.
can I, do
cool.
you mind if I keep this? Is that cool?
No, I
Awesome.
don't mind.
I was
at all.
hoping you'd have free
Notice
copies
I said,
for us
I
all,
don't
but-
mind. When people say, "Do you mind?" and they go, "Yes," thinking that they're agreeing with you, but really, if you think about it, it's going, "No, I really do mind. Give it back." And
I was hoping to have free copies for everybody here, but I know this was a last minute thing, and I appreciate you doing the.
my pleasure.
No, this
And
is
then
going to
for-
be great.
I'm very happy with the way it
And
turned
who's this
out.
guy?
It's just a cartoon I did of Albert Einstein with his brain hanging out, and I didn't want to get gross because
Is
I
that
want
popcorn
kids-
coming out of his brain?
No, it's brain matter.
Oh, okay.
It's G-rated brain matter.
G-rated brain matter, of
That's
course.
the next candy.
Yeah,
Brain matter.
Einstein brain matter.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
Uh-oh.
we're-
Do I have to split profits now?
That's right. Because she needs some more props. So
I want royalties on the dingleberries.
Okay, we'll work on that one.
Yeah.
And then just to finish with Professor Creepy, which I'm very proud of too.
Right.
We're going to be at Phoenix Comic Con screening it.
Oh my
on-
God, I'm gonna be there too. I'll have to.
You
come.
have to come
Yeah,
Saturday
hell
the
yeah.
25th at 10:30, and the
Okay.
cast will be there too.
March 25th?
Fuck yeah, I'll totally be there.
Not March, May 25th.
May 20. What, March of next year. May 25th. Oh, that's like
yeah,
Memorial
that's
Day
coming
weekend.
up. Yeah, and it's at
Oh, I'm
10:30.
going to Vegas,
room-
or else I would have hung out with you guys.
Aw.
Aww.
Well,
Looking for you, because I went to
broadcast
the
it.
premiere of Professor Creepy.
Yes, I was so happy you showed up for that.
Oh, that was when I was
so
at Raleigh
Raleigh
Studios.
Studios. And you know what? He wasn't wearing makeup, so I wasn't recognizing him at first.
And you know who else was there?
It's like Sven Gulli.
Our
you know?
friend Count Smokula.
Smokey.
Yeah.
Smokey was out without makeup too.
Hey.
Yeah, Robert.
No, I don't want to
Oh,
admit
we
that he
can
has a real
say that.
name, but
You know what? We were going to put
Uh-oh.
Count Smokula in the show,
Mm-hmm.
but he went all Sven Gulli on us, and we'll use him in the show later on.
And by the way, Professor Creepy is a little person.
Yes, that's why it was so cool. And Kevin Thompson played him. He's from Mirror Mirror, but when we go into series, Martin Kleba from Pirates of the Caribbean is going to be playing Professor Creepy.
Is he a little person too?
Yeah, he's the little person with the bald head on Sparrow Ship, on Jack Sparrow Ship. The one gets hurled around in like the first 3 movies.
I
You might
forgot
have missed him if you
forgot
didn't
yeah.
look down. He's at the bottom of the screen most of the time.
I would imagine.
I
So it's a
met the
little
monkey
person.
from Pirates.
It's a little. And let me see if I can describe Professor Creepy. If you guys like the old Sid and Marty Krofft, like HR Puff and stuff.
Bugaloos.
And Lidsville,
Bugaloos, all that
and
stuff. It's like that, but a little creepier. There's a little dance party.
Wait, creepier than that?
HR Puffin
Very
stuff.
creepy.
Yeah, because they go into the they go into this
Circus Freak Museum.
Circus Freak Museum, the CIA. Carl, I've had on the show.
Carl's great.
And I got to take you guys there. You've never
I
been
performed there.
You performed there.
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
to take
you
you.
would
Oh my god,
love
I
it.
want to
It's
go.
just down the street. We're gonna
You
go.
would
Yeah.
love it.
Oh,
You would
Sounds
love
like
it.
it.
yes.
It's right in North Hollywood on Burbank Boulevard.
we might have a show there. We'll see what we can
That would be
put together
awesome.
because I'd love to have you and Burlesque and next week Burlesque with Lily Von Stoop. It's gonna be a great show. But
We gotta
gotta
go because Tammy loves burlesque.
Oh, well,
See how crazy nurses.
I'm gonna
get?
talk to Carl. I'm gonna talk to Carl. I smell booking here, but so she goes into this place and it's like a circus sideshow. Professor Creepy's a little person. His assistant's this giant guy, and he's been in a bunch of movies too.
Irwin Keyes, yeah.
Irwin Keyes. What movies has he been in? Because I recognize.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
Oh, he was the real tall guy that has the interesting voice and kind of the.
He's the crusty guy. No,
Yeah.
that's Sid Haig you might be
Oh, okay.
talking
Yeah,
about.
Sid Haig.
Okay.
We'll get Sid Haig's a good friend. We'll get him on the show.
Right.
There's guest stars that come on every episode. Imagine like American Bandstand, Soul Train, Sid and Marty Krofft, and Elvira all kind of mixed together in
And on acid, apparently.
acid.
on
Yeah.
acid in living color.
with a brain explosion.
I'm
Yeah,
with a
that's
brain
what the
explosion.
show is.
sold.
It's
I am
so-
sold.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe Adult Swim's not knocking on your door with this one.
We're
I mean, it's so
working
great.
on that.
It's so great.
I mean,
but
we got the Kyoto brothers, where Charlie Kyoto was our first guest
Killer
star.
Clowns from Outer Space. They were at Monsterpalooza.
Yes.
We were. Would you go to Monsterpalooza?
Yes, of course.
'Cause we were
Oh,
at
we missed you.
Monsterpalooza. You were hanging out with Walter Matthau, and I was hanging out, hitting on
Which version of Walter Matthau?
the one whose name is really Martin Landau. but-
Martin Landau.
She's like, I'm hanging out with Walter Matthau. I'm like, isn't he dead? Oh, no, he's the Ed Wood and Crimes
no,
and
he's
Misdemeanors.
still
Oh, Martin
around.
Landau.
Bella Lugosi.
And I was hitting on Virginia Madsen and Angie Everhart.
Oh,
and
doesn't she still
you
look
were
great?
smitten.
she's and you
Oh,
know
come
who's
on, you were hitting on Judith O'Day.
No, I was hitting on Linnea Quigley, and actually, Eric Roberts was very impressed with me, and hopefully he'll come on the show.
Was
soon.
he?
Oh yeah, he's like,
And
Oh,
Lita
Eric,
Ford.
you look
she
amazing.
ruled.
Oh yeah,
You know who he's married to?
Eric Roberts.
Eliza. Yeah, he's married to Eliza.
I met his wife, and
yeah,
she's fantastic.
She was Prunella in Animal House.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it, but yeah,
wouldn't
that's
know.
her. Do you remember that? Do you ever watch Animal House?
Yes.
It's been so
But
long. It's been so long.
I don't remember
Oh
who
my
she
God, they're
is.
like 20
It's
years
terrible.
old. They don't know this.
Oh, yeah.
You know how to sweet talk him,
I'm
honey.
very flattered. Very
Yes.
Thank you.
flattered.
Yes. I think you need new glasses, Dave. Anyway, what do you have here, Danny?
Screw you, Mark.
The 20-year-old behind you's laughing. Anyway, so you got some
Because she looks like them.
yes no 20.
Oh
Oh, you're
my God.
27. Oh, good. Okay.
See, I was going to say curfew, but
Yes, exactly. So, but Danny, you brought some of the things that you perform with.
Yeah, I brought a few things that I could throw into the bag. These are the nails that I use for my bed of nails. A standard bed of nails usually has 2, 3, sometimes 500 nails on it. And if you think about it, that's a simple matter of weight distribution. That's math. That's all it is. If you take your body mass and you divide it by 200 or 500, you're not going to get that much of an impact. I could sleep on a bed of nails that had 500 nails on it, and not be an issue. So I
Except
decided
you should sleep on my bed. It's horrible. You might have a problem with that.
well, what if you turned over? Would that damage you?
probably.
Yes.
Bloody mess. But I've slowly worked my way down to 6 nails. I had 12 for a while, and then I went to 8, and now I have 6 nails, and they look like this. And if you look, the tips have actually been sharpened.
Yes, they have.
Feel though. We
You can
feel
touch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
touch that, Dave.
And then after I went down to 6 nails, I decided that wasn't good enough.
Right.
I'm constantly looking on, trying to figure out how to make my act more interesting and more out there because, a big motto in Circus Sideshow is never do something that somebody else has done unless you can do it better.
Exactly.
So there's no reason for me to get up on stage and do some tired old Circus Sideshow act that a million other people have done before.
You're listening, Chris Angel?
Abracadoosh.
We'll talk about ripping
Abracadoosh.
Love it.
So, I mean, there's no reason for me to do something if somebody else can do it better. So I'm down to 6 nails, and what I refer to it as in my act is the lesbian bed of nails. And I call it as such because once I'm on 6 nails, I have, there's a couple different girls that I work with, but I'll have one of my assistants come and lay on top of me in the 69 position. So it doubles my body weight on these nails.
And it looks great.
And it looks fantastic, and
You have no
and I
idea.
have pussy on my face.
No fatties allowed.
And by the way, when my brain explodes, it explodes lesbians on beds of nails.
I want to see that because Tammy's daughter is a lesbian. I will share and she's. Oh my gosh, I gotta say,
Well, That
was a
because
little creepy.
She wants to make a lesbian erotic porno film.
No one's
This is
ever
the
done
nurse?
that.
No, that's
This
why
is
I
the
think
nurse?
this will be so
A
cool.
lesbian erotic porno movie?
Yeah,
Your
like
nurse
more
is not that
tasteful,
conservative.
so- yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that.
That's why
Fat.
you know
Yeah.
you guys have to be in it.
You hear that, Josie? Josie, Danny? They're like, yes, on the CIA show, lesbian porn. You got to talk a little bit more. Everybody loves Raymond's a good credit, but you need more than that to get the lesbian porn going on. National Lampoon.
I'll be there for the
rebrain
screenings.
explosion and stuff, and watch Professor Creepy. You'll see I go to the dark side on it and stuff.
I've got 2 questions to ask you about Professor Creepy, and I like Professor Creepy. There's two things. There's a main girl. There's like there's a teenage preteen girl, tween girl. I don't know.
Right,
13,
Jacqueline
14 -year-old.
McKenzie. Scary Ann is her character.
Scary Ann. But when she walks into the CIA, it's supposed to be her imagination, correct?
Yes.
But it's never explicitly said.
No, because that'll be explored later. I wanted
Okay.
to kind of create just this really cool scene when she walks in. Because if you notice, like, and I can spoil alert this because it's only the beginning, she starts out coming to the museum ticket booth as just a plain ordinary girl. She gets a special ticket from Carl. And when she walks through the door, she transforms. So it kind of sets it up right there. That's
Right.
all I'm going to say.
Right.
And then the whole thing is her whole imaginary world. And Professor Creepy is her little person best friend, imaginary best friend.
That's my other question. They never interact. In the first
kinda,
episode.
sorta, but yeah, you never see them in the same shot together.
Right. Is that by design?
That's by design to kind of get people thinking.
That's like Josie. Josie was a nice little girl, and then she walked into some club one day, and then...
I was never a nice little girl.
No, maybe not. I don't
No.
know. Danny, I think, was a nice little girl. We were talking about...
When I was between the ages of 18 and 20, I was straight edge, and married.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know you were married.
I was married for 2 years. I was also a Sunday school teacher for 6 years when I was younger.
Well, no wonder you're on a bed of nails.
Better than a cross.
Yes, exactly. I didn't know that.
It's funny. It's funny the paths that life takes you in, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. Wow.
What about you? What's your beginning story?
Beginning?
Yeah.
Beginning where?
She was a straight edge, and what were you when you first started as a little person girl?
Little person. The pre-implant story. Let's hear it.
Oh boy.
You're a punk singer.
Where do I start? I guess I started doing pageants when I was one of those little pageant kids.
You were like a
and
JonBenet Ramsey or
yeah,
one
and
of
I
those
was
boo-boos and stuff.
You were
not
a
for
honey
too
boo
long,
boo.
and then I became a tomboy, and
And then you were on a sitcom.
yeah, that I was a teenage actor. for a
Oh,
little
what
while.
sitcom were you on?
It was called Bronx Zoo. It was actually a drama.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it was.
Yeah.
It's actually there are clips on YouTube of it now.
Yeah, there are.
What network
Not of
was
you,
that
though.
on?
I had a huge mohawk like yours.
That
up to here.
sounds really cool. What were the air dates for that?
Oh God, I don't
Before
want
you
to
were
say.
born. No, it was early '90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
What network was that on?
I don't even remember. This
It
was
sounds-
so long ago.
It was on DuPont.
It was a major network. It was like CBS
You know, 'cause it
or
sounds
something.
so
It was
familiar.
Bronx Zoo.
Bronx
Ed
Zoo. I was a
Asner
student.
from Mary Tyler Moore and Lou Grant was the star, and he was a principal.
Yes, that's why I remember it. And stuff. Oh,
and
very cool.
this
Yeah,
was the
I was-
punk hellion right there in the class.
I was.
So you
I
were
was.
pre-Linda Cardellini, basically, from Freaks
Cuba
and
Gooding
Geeks
Jr.
and
got
stuff.
starred once, and he was a troublemaker. And
Yes, I
Yes,
do remember
yes.
that show. Isn't it on DVD now, I think?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that in so long. I was, but I was in
I'm gonna have
Sid
to look that
Nancy
up.
as a
That's right.
teenager, and some Diet Coke commercials. I did all that when I had a mohawk. Actually, Sid and Nancy, I couldn't. They had me take my hair down
right,
because it was supposed to be 70s.
right, because and actually our first show, Bree Walker set us straight because in the 70s they didn't have mohawks.
No, they didn't.
Because she interviewed Sid Vicious and all that. But the tasers. We got to get to the tasers.
Oh, yeah.
Tasers. My question is, do you ever have anyone else taser you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh.
In fact,
The
that's
police.
usually that's
Well, yeah, well, we all have had a police taser.
You know.
Anti-demonstration people.
One of the sets that I had at the show last night was sort of a fetish burlesque number with my my counterpart, the Black Widow, and it was
Black Widow is hot.
gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous.
It's like a photo negative of you. Pretty hot, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
pictures
Mohawk,
up on
the whole thing.
Facebook of this?
You know, a bunch of people were taking photos last night.
I got a
think they're
picture
just-
with
they're
Black
just
Widow.
starting to like sort of filter through and get
Yeah.
on there. But there's like we have some choreographed numbers that we do where it's fetish. It's like a fetish play scene with the dom sub lifestyle, and I give her permission to taser me.
Right.
So I do have other people taser me for shows. I you know, depending on the partner that I'm with, I have used them in bed before.
Do you ever dress up like a cop for your shows?
Yeah,
Taser?
yeah. I've
That's
done
the
cop,
sexy cop.
I've done cop and
Now you're
convict
talking.
numbers.
Wow.
I've done mad scientist and like little girl numbers. I've done all sorts of stuff with the taser. So
Ooh, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right.
This
there
is
was
getting kind of vivid entertainment now, isn't it?
It's not a bad show.
yeah. There was one choreographed number that I did where my counterpart was dressed up basically as like a sexy female like evil scientist, and I was this little girl that she transformed into a doll that turned into a person.
Cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a very interesting conceptual piece, but
I think
basi-
Radio City would love this.
You'll excuse me, I have to go to the other room. But no, because when I saw you, you had Black Widow on a chain, I believe.
Correct.
And I love how you accessorize. So that was very
Yeah.
nice to see you with her. But and I vaguely, it's funny because I didn't recognize you as first because I saw you a year and a half ago with another lovely young woman. And
Yes.
you know,
Candy Bandit, who unfortunately is still back in Phoenix. I tried to
Right.
get her to move out here with me, but
right.
Phoenix sucked her back in.
And we just clicked right away. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
definitely.
So it's just
Bring her to the convention.
She's probably going to be at the Phoenix Con, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
She's a
cool.
super nerd too, so
Apparently, this show is brought to you by Fatal Impact and the Phoenix Comic Con tonight.
like they need any more sponsorship.
I heard they were
Jesus.
sold out. Like, we need to endorse them.
I didn't know
anymore.
Phoenix's Comic Con was that big.
It's
I didn't
it's
even know
huge.
about it.
It's like it's getting.
Although every
massive.
Comic Con is huge now.
Yeah. And
Nerds are just taking over.
We're taking
And
over the world.
Oh yes, and it doesn't get any nerdier than us for it. But somebody tased you. These
Yes.
are real
Okay,
tasers.
yes, these are tasers. I have two of them with me. One of them is a lower voltage. It's 80,000 volts, and the other one is a 200,000 volt taser. I have gone up to 450,000 volts on my tasers, but those leave electricity burns on me.
You have electricity burns in
I
your
do
body.
from tasers.
Are they active right now? Are they charged? Well, yeah. Yes, they are.
Yes. So
Does
that's
that answer your question?
That's the small one.
the big one.
Yeah.
And Josi, you remember a couple weeks ago when I had the magician? You were their assistant.
Yes.
Yeah. And today you're getting tased.
No, I'm not getting tased.
You want to be my co-host?
That'll be the last time.
I think you should adapt. I think she should adapt the Tesla coil to do the
You
same
know,
thing.
I'm-
Oh, wait.
my-
Funny you should say that.
Funny you should say that. My alien antennas have been known to arc these for shows before.
Cool.
Awesome.
And for some reason, this one decided to die on me. I checked both of them before I left.
But
Sorry.
trust me, the one was impressive enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, see, that's the small one.
Something's
There we
going
go.
on.
The cops are here.
Apparently. Oh,
Ow!
That's
I said
feedback
That's-
right there. I
we
think you blew
believed
out
you
the-
before, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one's got some bite to it.
blew
So
out
you
the
people
Troy
better
event.
watch the Dark Mark show and then go to Fatal Impact and the Phoenix, or else we're gonna send Dani Danger to your doors with
I'm the
tasers.
muscle.
Well, you are in great shape. You are in great shape.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I-
I live
yeah.
off of a diet of Slurpees and candy, as you can see. So
Apparently, that's,
She did have a Slurpee tonight. I can vouch for
I
that.
can yes, and I'm trying to get into shape so I can.
Are they a sponsor too now?
They are not.
Slurpees?
No, they are not a sponsor. I was trying to cover it up, but no, they are not. No. Unless they want to. If the store that will remain nameless that has Slurpees, if you want to sponsor the show, please be
oh
all
my
by
god,
all means.
I am all
Oh, they
about
can't
it.
see the logo on there either.
No, by all means, please just sponsor the show.
So let's
But-
do some taser.
Are we gonna
Are
really
you going
do
to
this?
do it to yourself?
Yeah.
Right now?
She does it to herself all the time.
Well, I know, but maybe
Oh,
she's not in the
cool.
mood for it.
This is a Dark Mark
Wow.
show first.
Can you see that on the camera?
Wow.
That's pretty.
He told me I
That's
wasn't
pretty
allowed
impressive.
to do it to my nipples or my labia on the show. He specifically
Why?
said that last
Well,
night.
because you can't show nipples or labia on the show. As much as
It's-
I'd love to see it.
What do you mean? Why not?
Well, this
It's like Maxim or FHM.
Well, I mean, if your nipples are covered, but I don't want to burn your shirt or anything.
well,
like
I do have pasties tattooed on them. Does that count?
that. I don't know. If you want to, no labia, but if you want to do your nipple, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you.
Nipple. Yes.
Emery,
Are you sure we can't show nipple on YouTube?
taser your.
I've seen stuff
we'll
on
stop the
YouTube
labia, but
that's
please,
more than
please,
that.
taser your nipple.
And I'm not even a skeptic.
Please, the Dark Mark show exclusive.
Hold on,
Dani
let me get
Danger. Tasering. Make sure. Yeah. Let me get the camera out here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
By the way, this is not your typical podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't figured this one out, Dani Danger.
Can I do it?
Yeah. If you
Oh,
want
go
to.
for it.
Goody.
But we
Well,
gotta-
we got to taser your nipple next.
Oh no, I'm not used to this stuff.
Oh, please, you can't feel anything there. Please.
No.
What's the matter with you?
I'm
okay,
not submissive.
we're documenting this in 400 different
Like,
ways.
there's
Yes.
so much stuff in the way. Where do I go? Is this cool?
Can you stand? Or do you need to sit?
No, I don't
Stand
know.
up, yeah. Perfect.
I love this show.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
Gary Garver will never, ever.
don't
have
say
it.
that name, please. This would never happen on that
So,
show.
How far do I get? Or-
As far as you want.
Just go for it.
Go for it.
Here.
Come on, Jose.
Okay.
She'll tell you when it's not.
Oh boy.
You might want to check this out.
Okay, do one more.
you
Do
get
one
it?
more.
Okay, you can even it out, but that's
Yeah,
it.
We got to
one
even it
more.
out. We got to even
You
it
guys
out.
better
Okay.
get your shots, because these are.
Oh no,
nipples.
we're getting our shots.
Do the other one.
Damn.
Those are beautiful, beautiful breasts, by the
I
way.
mean,
Thank you.
Oh,
36
She
triple
jumps.
Ds.
This is-
all
Oh.
natural. Thank you, mother.
those are natural too. I can tell.
Oh.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
The neighbors are coming in now.
Oh, please,
I think
Studio
you just
City.
flickered their electric
Studio City has
system.
never been this exciting ever. Danny, I
Not since
appreciate
Leave It
that.
to Beaver.
Oh my goodness, I appreciate that so much. You,
Pat, are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Danny, will you marry
I'm
me?
not. I'm traumatized. No, I'm okay.
Studio
I've
City
strangled
hasn't
it.
been this
I've
excited.
I didn't ask
since
you, Josie. I asked
Warfare.
Danny to marry me, please.
Was it Studio City hasn't been this excited?
Studio City
since,
has never been this excited.
No, since June said you were a little hard on the beaver last night.
Ah.
That was done in Studio City.
Leave it to Dave Shelton to know his 50s TV.
50s, 60s, yeah.
Right. Which is, yeah.
I can go
How does
like
that,
Rain Man.
please describe that. How does that feel?
To be perfectly honest with you, I think that my body conducts electricity different than other people's do.
Is this the ears?
No, I've been like this for as long as I can remember. Okay, so you know how a lot of people have really embarrassing childhood stories about their parents walking in on them masturbating? Everybody,
I've never masturbated in my life, so I have no idea. But go ahead.
but okay, so but you get
My
what I'm
parents
saying.
encouraged.
Your parents helped.
I don't have one of those stories, but my parents did walk in on me playing with electricity when I was a kid. I learned from a very small age that I really just like electrical currents, and what I would do is I would hide in my room and I would pull the light socket, the wall socket off, and then take like a butter
the plates,
knife
pull the
or a
plate off?
fork and shove it back there and electrocute myself. When I was a kid, I remember doing this when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Who didn't?
And I learned it from watching an episode of Ren and Stimpy, which is why I was so excited to see a Ren and Stimpy cell on the wall. But there was an episode where Ren decided that he wanted to roast marshmallows, but they didn't have a fire. So Stimpy said, "Well, let's just put undo the coat hanger and put the marshmallows on there and shove it in the
Socket.
in the socket or in the toaster." And then their whole body shot up, very comical cartoon style. You see the electrodes coming off of them, and they do that. And I saw that, and I was like, I want
I
to do
remember
that. I
that.
want to do
I know what I want to do when I grow up.
And so I've literally been electrocuting myself for a very long time, and I think that my body just conducts it differently than other people's do.
See, I would have been like, yeah, I want to electrocute little dogs and stuff too. And
I think that's the
little
sign of a
animals.
serial killer.
That's sociopath.
Well, trust me. I know Dave Shelton. It's not that far off.
No, because you said that's what I wanted to do when you saw them
Anybody who
doing
writes
it,
something
so-
called brain explosion
Oh,
is.
come on. I am the spokesperson for a dog rescue, so there's no way that
You're
can
also the
happen.
creator of Eye Crusties.
Well, that's true, but Angels and Fur Dog Rescue, a wonderful dog rescue.
Oh, please tell us about the dog rescue, please.
No, in fact, we talk about it on Professor Creepy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Angels and Fur Dog Rescue is one of the coolest dog
Wait,
rescues.
say the name again.
Angels and Fur Dog Rescue.
Angels and Fur.
Fur.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was founded by a kindergarten teacher in Burbank named Rochelle. And it's so funny because
Who
her
was,
name
who was
is,
outside the window looking at
Yeah.
the nipples getting tasered?
her name is Rochelle Lynn. And when I first
Right.
met her, I'm thinking, Rochelle Lynn, Ron Jeremy, they just seem to go together. Okay.
I didn't make the connection. Did anybody else?
Nobody in the room made that connection. Dave, please explain.
Rochelle Lynn is
Anyone
a very,
with the middle name of Lynn
Yeah,
must,
it's-
must
I
be
thought,
in
I
a
like
thought
a porn
Loretta
name.
Lynn,
Like
Ginger Lynn.
Ginger Lynn. There you go. See, that's what I was.
Oh, so you thought it was a
acquainted-
porn name?
Yes. But she's so far removed from that. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she's amazing.
So
and
wait,
she
so
does
why
so
did you
much work.
why did you bring it up if she's so far removed from it?
Because this is like
Ron Jeremy's always a guaranteed laugh.
Ah, gotcha.
We got to push it, and so yeah. So I'm their spokesperson. We do a lot of events, help raise money for them, and they take dogs from kill shelters and put them in the foster homes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And they've rescued thousands of dogs. So it's very
That's
cool.
very cool.
That is good. That is cool. Is there a website? Is there any way that people
Yeah,
can?
AIFdogrescue.com.
Awesome. Thank
Please,
you.
folks at home, after you've tasered your nipples, please save the dogs.
Yeah, should we have said kids don't try this at home? Like, was there
No
a...
kids are watching this, please.
Well,
But
well, no,
kids, please
normal
don't.
kids.
No, really, don't taser yourself unless you're a trained professional.
You get battle cam audience, right? Do you know about battle cam?
I don't know about
Do you
Battle
know
Cam, but
about
please tell
Battle
me
Cam?
about it.
It's on what network is it? It's Channel 29. This guy named like David Azizi or something. Like his family bought Coke. Andy Dick was on the show. And it's
Actually, I
basic.
was just
Please,
asked
Andy
to
Dick was
be
on
it.
has been on every show.
It's the
please.
It's the weirdest show.
I'll tell you about
Basically, it's people can just Skype on it and log on to battlecam.com and act as moronic and assholic as they want and say whatever they want, and then people vote on them. And for every minute they don't get voted off, they get $1.
So how much money did Andy Dick get?
Well, he was one of
50
the guests. You got 50
Oh, I was going to
cents.
say, because maybe 50
He-
cents? I mean, what
he
did
would-
he...
No, he was one of the guest hosts and stuff at
Okay.
the event and stuff.
Okay.
But you get like talk about the underbelly of society. Watch
Okay.
the show. I just watch it like to watch, like train wrecks.
Right.
And everybody comes on. The weirdest people come on to this thing.
Well,
It's battletv.com.
okay, well,
Yeah.
now that we've
Plugged everybody.
please go to fatalimpact.com, support them.
The
Dave,
real sponsor.
Dave, go to amazon.com, order Brain Explosion. Do you have any
or
website?
they can go to the website itself for Bear Manor.
BearManorMedia.com.
Yes.
BearManorMedia.com. Anything else you'd like to promote, Dave? Before we go into the Spank Train?
I'm doing the Comedy Store later this month.
And
Doing stand up.
wow, that's very exclusive. And what night is that?
I don't know. Look on Facebook.
And how many people do you have to bring?
Oh, they didn't. Even
Oh, you do
tell
comedy
me.
too.
So-
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
They didn't even tell me.
Is it belly room or
part
main
of
room?
the- I think it's belly room, but
No, good for you. Let me know because I'll check it out.
okay,
I'll come
I'll
down.
post it on Facebook, and it's for a charity event.
And
so
we're gonna
it's
we're gonna do a show at the CIA. I can see it already. Danny, do
I
you have
gotta-
anything
would
to
you guys
promote?
come on? Would you guys come on Professor Creepy when we go to series?
Would love
Fuck
to.
yes.
Okay, that would be
Love to.
awesome.
A
Am I
million times
invited
yes.
too?
Yes, you have. Well, you knew because you.
You'll be the plus one.
Yes, thank you. I'll be dancing with all the other
Yeah,
kids.
it is a teen show,
Yes.
so you can't. Do
Yeah,
that
no taser to
part.
nipples.
You know, I can tone it down a little bit sometimes.
A
Yeah, I guess, as we've all seen tonight, Danny.
We've got
well,
13-year-olds on this show. So.
Please. Because I can just imagine Dani when she was 13. I know about Josi when she was 13. Dani, what would you like to plug?
My website is DaniDanger.com, and I spell my name Dani. Also, my favorite way to look up my own website is if you go to Google and type in sexiest superhero in the world, my website comes up first.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. And mine comes up second, I think. But, Josi, what do you got to promote?
Just look up Josi Cat, JOSIKAT, and you'll find my Twitter, and you'll see what's going on.
Exactly. And, yes, DaniDanger.com and also Sexiest Superhero in the World.
Correct.
Now, this is the new part of the show, the new closing. We're going to do a Spank Train. So, everybody get up out of their seats.
Oh my gosh.
Turn around.
Oh, I beat off.
No,
you're the end.
You're the caboose.
Which direction are we going? This way?
Well, I think we're going this way.
Oh, we're going
Thank you
this
for
way.
watching the Dark Mark Show,
Where are we
everybody.
going?
Have a wonderfully creepy week. We're going this way, folks. Woo!
Oh, you want to spank me?
No, I want to spank Dani. You trade.
Oh,
Get in
okay.
there. Dani, you get. Hold on. You spank Josi. Get your
Wait.
Okay.
Get those headphones off. No. Get those headphones off. You get in front of
It's a
Dani.
spanking
Wait,
This
matter.
makes more sense.
Oh, it's
Spanking
not.
matter.
Tammy, I still love you.
Okay.
We got a Spank Train going on.
All right, we need you over there. I'm like hiding more. You guys are having more fun there. The clock comes out.
Where did you have that hiding?
I love it.
She's gonna bring a taser out.
Thanks for watching the Dark Mark Show. Have a wonderfully creepy week.